Who is clear on what inflammation is?
I've read that whole chapter in that book twice, and I'm still confused sometimes. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So you better dumb it down for me.
All right. So let's say that all of us are firefighters. What are you?
I'm the
The
bucket.
fire.
I'm the bucket brigade.
Yeah. You're a firefighter. You fail. What are you?
Firefighter.
What are you? What are you?
Firefighter.
You're the fire chief.
Dang.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna move to that end
I
of the
can take
road.
responsibility.
All right. All right. So. All right. So we're all firefighters, and we have a lot of duties to do. We don't just fight fires. We've got to feed ourselves. We've got to rest. We've got to clean the fire station. We have to teach the school kids. We have to make visits to schools. We gotta make. We gotta be on call. We have to respond to accidents. We have to train in, out back of the firehouse. We have to actually set fire to stuff. All right. So if we are on call, or we're on duty, right, and we're on duty for a 24-hour shift, and we have all these duties to do, but we get called out every couple hours. Actually, let me back up just a second. Whenever you eat something, there is an inflammatory response. All right?
No matter what it is.
No matter what it is. It may be inflammatory, pro-inflammatory rather, or anti-inflammatory. Pro-inflammatory may sound good, but it's actually bad. Anti-inflammatory is actually good.
Right.
All right? Okay. All right, so if we have a pro-inflammatory meal every 2 hours, what's going to happen to us as firefighters?
You're gonna be obese and
and
lethargic.
And let's say that one of those meals, inflammatory meals, is a fire, and we got to go put it out. Okay, if that happens every 2 hours, what's going to happen to our morale? It's going to be depleted. Like, we are burning the candle at both ends. We're going to be tired. All the other duties that we have, are we going to do those very well?
No.
Shoot, no, I'm not doing that. Shoot, I gotta sleep. I gotta eat. I'm gonna eat crappy food. So we're gonna just swing by.
Taco Bell.
I almost said Chick-fil-A because you were sitting there, but no, we're gonna swing by McDonald's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, let's get some
they're
good
fast and they're consistent.
They are not fast. Not the drive-through. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Maybe not
Political
this one.
No.
All right. Okay, so is everybody tracking with me? All right. So we don't want to have pro-inflammatory meals every 2 hours. We want to space those out like a lot. We want to give our firefighters a rest. Okay. So these elimination foods that I eliminated from my diet, those were pro-inflammatory foods. All right. They're grown. A lot of them are grown with pro-inflammatory chemicals that just totally set an atomic bomb off inside of us. All right. All right. I guess it's time for me to talk about glyphosate. Anybody ever heard of glyphosate?
Yeah,
I'm not.
Okay.
it's in Roundup.
Yep. I was just about to ask, what's the commercial name for glyphosate? And it's Roundup. All right. Anybody ever heard of a GMO? Genetically modified organism. All right. What is the significance of a genetically modified organism if you are a farmer?
You produce more. You make more money.
Okay?
You have less disease in your crops.
The yield.
Yeah.
Bottom line is the yield of your field, your business, is going to be higher if you can use GMOs,
Right.
because you can use this chemical called glyphosate, Roundup. You can douse your farm with this stuff and it will not kill that plant. That plant has been genetically modified to withstand it or be resistant to it. Alright, well, guess what glyphosate does? The residue stays on the plant, it gets in the plant, it gets in the soil. The soil,
Runoff.
it has a half-life of 32 years.
Wow.
This glyphosate, it's illegal in Europe, so those Europeans, they don't really have to deal with this unless they import it from here, which they'd be crazy to do that. We at least in the United States, we have so many people to feed that it kind of makes sense to use that stuff. I'm not saying that it's good, I'm not saying that it's right, it's just that we've got so many freaking people to feed. It's sort of a little unrealistic to be able to produce that kind of stuff, or that amount of product. Okay, so when that glyphosate is inside of you, it strips your gut lining. Alright, that gut lining gets stripped. Am I losing anybody? Do we need to take a break?
No, I'm right with you.
Do you mean
Cool.
the bacteria in your gut? It strips that, or you're talking about physically breaking down your gut?
Alright, imagine a trash can. Alright, that is your body. Imagine a can liner inside of it. Alright, so if a perfectly normal can liner has no holes in it. Alright, and then you pour this chemical in there and it starts eating away at that lining.
Okay.
And it is now no longer just in the gut, in the can liner, it is now in the can too, which is your body.
Right.
And when it's in your body, it goes to your brain. For this example and this sort of conversation, this is cognitive function still.
Okay.
All right, it goes to your brain, and then your brain becomes inflamed. And then what does your brain do when it becomes inflamed?
Starts to build those layers to protect.
Boom.
Oh, star.
Exactly.
Man, you didn't even write none of that down.
Yeah.
Quick old woman here.
Yeah. Great. Okay. All right, let's take a break. I personally need a break.
Right.
Cool. Okay.
Thought
Thank
this
you.
was- I thought this was part of the program. I thought he was gonna give us another example.
Yeah,
We don't have to like do calisthenics or anything when we break, do we?
you do actually. You gotta run around the block.
Right back there on the right.
All right.
Very good.
Is the burger joint open down there yet?